Hi, it's Di from My Enchanted Journals. I turn just about anything into beautiful handmade journals. I live in Western Australia. Welcome to my channel. Do you ever have those days when you wake up and you just know it's not going to be a good day? Well, that was this day. And I moped around a little bit and then I headed to the beach. Whenever I'm feeling down, I just take my shoes off, put my feet into the sand and head towards the ocean. Everything's better with a sea view, I think. It was a pretty rough day, I must admit. A couple of ships out there. I love just looking at all the textures. Years and years of the water just washing up here. It's left it all mossy and interesting. I think it's the ebb and flow of the ocean just helps to really calm me down. And then I thought, well, I might start collecting a few things. So I went and grabbed my basket out of the car. Just started moseying along the beach, picking up whatever I liked. Very, very calming. I don't know what those other two people were doing on my beach, but I just ignored them. Took a few deep breaths, started to calm down. What on earth is this? No idea. There were some strange things, that's for sure. You just never know what you're going to find. It's just so calming. Yeah. Gave my feet a nice little wash in the sand and the salt water. It actually felt really good once I got home. Look at this, it's like some magical world. Unbelievable. There's about 3 ships out there, I think. Ah, sponge. That's going to be another little treasure. I think that will be great when I'm using paint. And I found this bit of driftwood. I can see that on the side of a journal. And this, I'm not sure what that is. But that'll go in the basket as well. We'll just start collecting a few things. And I start to have this thought in my mind that maybe I could make a journal just with authentic stuff, like make it real. So much of our lives is not real anymore, is it? We get told what to think, what to feel.
We have to go up to the side.
Do you feel the same way? Probably. It's okay. Just breathe. Go to the ocean and breathe. I do it all the time. Whew. It's a wild old day. Looks like a bracelet, but it's just a piece of coral or something. Put that into the treasure basket. This is basalt rock. Same as the Giant's Causeway in Ireland. Look at the stones, how they've been formed. Amazing, really. Look at this. Can you hear it? Can you hear the roar of the waves coming underneath? It's just amazing, the amount of power in the ocean, isn't it? And this, I don't know what this looks like. Some mad soup. Huh. Just really, really carefully climbed up here. It was a bit crazy. The rocks are really, really rough on your feet. But you know, just sitting here and watching the power of that ocean, absolutely amazing. And my head started to lift, and I just thought to myself, yeah, it's going to be okay. It'll all just be okay. More treasure. This time it's sea glass. I was hoping I was going to find some. I'll definitely use that. I love all these little alcoves where the sea just comes roaring in. You wonder how many thousands of years it's been doing it, and it's worn a hole in that little channel. Amazing. If you go to the beach and you just focus on these things, just right in the present, that's the authenticity of life, in my opinion. Stop watching social media and the news and just concentrate on what's happening right there, right then. Just like these guys. Don't normally like seagulls, but I appreciated them today. Just minding their own business.
Look at this, looks like some fairyland. It's just where the water gets on the rocks all the time, and it's got all mossy. It's trying to wet me, but it didn't manage it. Rocks are amazing.
Oh, look at this one. Beautiful sponge. Imagine all the effects you're going to get with paint on that. Just from nature. It's absolutely beautiful. Yep, that'll have to go in the basket as well. And look at this one. Shaped like a fan. Amazing. I'm not sure if it's coral or what it is. Doesn't feel like coral, feels like a sponge. But hard. Very strange. Oh, look at this one. Giant piece of sponge. Look at that. Magnificent. It looks a bit like a brain. Just spotted these, look. It's so wild here. A flower still manages to grow right on the ocean. So pretty. So many treasures, all gifted to me by nature. How beautiful. All right, so that's what prompted this journal about authentic art. I just thought, how can you make something just from being authentic? And so I asked my question to myself, what is authentic art? Is it, this bit of fabric here that started life as a dress, that's been through the dye process? These little shells and bits of glass that I collected on the beach? Is it the little picture that my grandson did for me with his family, his daddy, his mummy, him, his brother, and his little baby sister? It's so cute. Is it that? I don't know. Is it the passage of time that makes us authentic? I found this bit of fabric when I was out walking my son's dog. It's sort of like it's got like a pile on it. It's a bit like velvet, I guess. So I stuck that on there as well. Authentic art. Is it an old pillowcase that we tea dye and stain and rust dye, but it's still so beautiful? Is that authentic art? Is it finding an old painting at the thrift store that's all, I don't know, seen better days, but somebody had fun making it, and so I've pulled it apart and I've used it on the cover of another journal, and this is the bit that I had left and it was ripped, so I sewed it up here. And then this fabric, I don't know, is that authenticity, seeing a bit of fabric that doesn't go really with anything else but putting it in there anyway, and little things that you want to add? Is authentic art confining yourself to the present? Stop thinking about all the past things that have happened. I don't really know. If you've got any ideas, let me know. That quote's by Marcus Aurelius. There's lots of little quotes in here. Is authentic art using an old envelope that arrives with something else in it, but you love the stamps and you just think, maybe I'll add some washi tape and a bit of your ruffle that you made and do some slow stitching? Is that authentic art? What about when you see the most gorgeous little postcard and it's all mangled up? Look, seen better days. A lot of collectors wouldn't even collect it, but it was posted in 1915 to Mary, and it's just so sweet, and I absolutely love that little girl's face. Is that authentic? I think that would be authentic art, is loving something so much that you want to add it to a journal. What about this bit of fabric? This has been glued, dyed, painted. It's got bits of cardboard stuck to it, and you know, it just feels really authentic. I love it. Is authentic art adding your own art to a journal? Just getting lost in time and adding that, just having fun with it. Is authentic art showing up? Do we have to show up? I think we do. I think we have to show up and have a go and stop judging ourselves. Is authentic art knowing that you love Chinese and Japanese art, and so you start adding it to your journal? You stop doing what you think people will want to see and you start doing what's authentic. You add your own receipts. This one's from the Highland store. Now, you saw the ruana or the cape that I had on at the beach. That came from the Highland store in London, and I love it. It's made of wool and it's really, really warm. And when I feel like I need a little bit of nurturing, I sit with that cape on. So I thought I'd add the receipt. Bits of cotton. Is authentic art adding something that you might not have been 100% happy with, but you add it to another journal and you love it? Maybe that is authentic art. Or the little bit of stamping that the grandkids did and you leave it on there and just add it anyway. What about this? This is me at 5, and I was in the newspaper because I was leaving my home on the Isle of Wight and coming to Australia, and so they visited the school, and I just started school, and they took my photo and it was in the newspaper in 1973. And I wrote this here, enough, because this little girl here didn't know that she was enough, but she knows now. So is that authentic art, adding a photo of yourself and being able to discuss it? Probably. I probably think that's authentic. Is authentic art having a go at drawing a fairy, and it's not really very good, but you add it anyway. Is it finding a quote? Life is not a dress rehearsal, so just live it. And I really love that illustration there. That was from a Daphne's Diary. And there's that fabric again. I don't know what it is about that fabric. I think it might be the orange in it. I just love it. Is authentic art having a go at drawing? I don't know, maybe. And adding it to your journal. Is it having some business cards made, even though you feel a bit like an imposter? Is it that? Maybe. What about this? What about finding an envelope with your grandma's writing on it from 35 years ago? And it becomes this treasure, doesn't it? This treasure of authenticity. And what did she put in the envelope? Well, she had money left over from a holiday in Singapore. And she stuck it in the envelope. And I was going through some photos and it had gotten stuck to the back of a photo. And that there is the photo strip that it was stuck to. So, is that authentic art? Is that what it means to be authentic? Now we're going down the back end of these beautiful fabrics that are in here. And added a bee wax seal. Here's the other part of that canvas, see? But now the back part of it has all been stained and glued and a bit of wax stuck to it. That's authentic. That's something that I did. That's something somebody else did, but they were being authentic when they did it. And now I can enjoy it. And finding an old letter and adding it with its gorgeous typing from 1957. Something from my grandpa's stash. And this, I got this from Kay's Vintage. I think they're clocking on, clocking off time cards, I think she had them listed as, but I just love them. And when I saw them, I just knew that I had to have them. So if you've never been over to Kay's Vintage over on Etsy, go and have a look. She's always got some great stuff. I just added a stamp and a postage stamp. It's authentic art, just sticking a whole load of stuff on a page, and you don't even know if it works, but it kind of does. Well, that's authentic art. That's something you do. There's still plenty of blank spaces in here for me to do. Do I speak my truth and do I say it loud? And then these, if you haven't seen the video, I made these ruffles and then I rust dyed them. Well, that's authentic art. I took something that was an old dress, an old linen dress. By the way, linen rusts really well. And I made it into a ruffle. That's authentic art. This is all repurposed. That's an old doily and things that I've just stuck together. And then this is the back part of the front part of the canvas, and I've just done some slow stitching. I've stuck a patch on. Well, that's authentic art, isn't it? Because I made it. I made something from something else. So don't ever worry that you're not authentic, because you are. Everything you do that changes something else, that's authentic art. This started off as a beautiful pillowcase that some person meticulously stitched, and then they put wax over all of this. And then I've taken it and pulled it apart and I've dyed it. Look at the colours. Absolutely beautiful. So that becomes another authentic piece of art. What about if we have the background sheets to the stuff that we're working on? That's authentic, isn't it? And we add our own markings to them with the sewing machine. So yes, all of that is authentic art. So let me know your thoughts. Do you have pieces like this that just become so precious because it's something that you did? And I will keep adding to this. I've still got treasures that I collected at the beach. Don't really know how I'm going to add them, although I did just notice I'm just going to grab at one of the shells does have a hole in it, which I thought I could add here. See? So your mind is always racing, trying to think how you can add things. So let me just grab it and I'll show you. Here's the pieces that I haven't used yet, and the shells, but look at this shell, it's got a hole in it. So that would go nicely on the end of here. And that becomes authentic art. And then I am thinking, give me your feedback please. I am thinking of attaching this to here. Look at that. I just think that looks so cute. And what I will do is weave from here and attach this onto there. But see, then that becomes authentic art, doesn't it? That's authentic because you're taking something and you're making it into something else. Anyway, what started off as a bad day ended up being a good find. I found some treasures. My mood definitely lifted. So if you're having trouble, if mental health is affecting you, there's a lot going on in the world. You know what? Look, all of these have got holes in them, so they can all be attached. Look at that. I hadn't noticed that. I only noticed the one. Huh. Okay, I'm going to put all of those onto there. That'll be lovely. Yeah, so what I was saying is, if you're having trouble with your mental health, take yourself off to the beach, find some treasures, and leave me a little message and let me know what you found and whether it helped you. Be authentic. Make some authentic art. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Just decided to do it straight away. There's the shells attached already. Now I'm going to attach this onto here. See how it looks when I'm done.